Hello guys. So I guess I'll show you my rig. I had probably bought this Rustler VXL about 6 months ago, and since then I've had probably 5 or 6 different durability upgrades. Excuse my camera. All I have is my phone right now. I want to get a GoPro, but we'll see. Alright. There she is. This, I know it's not the VXL Rustler 4x4 body, but I had to buy a new one because this one, I didn't upgrade as far as the inside, so it just broke. But this, I used drywall tape and plastic dip, and so far this thing's been like bulletproof, so that's a good upgrade right there. All right, so starting on the inside, the whole driveline is stock except for these new Traxxas axles. They had just released these. They used to have the steel spline ones where they look the same as far as the XL ones, but these I've took them out once so far and bashed pretty hard at the skate park here, and they've held together really well, so I'm pretty happy about that. Before this, I tried the Techno axles, and I broke two diff cups, and I bent one of the actual axles. They're saying that you're not supposed to use those with the RPM arms, which is what I did, and I didn't know that at the time. But regardless, I didn't think the quality was as hyped up as people say. So because of that, I went back to the Traxxas heavy duty arms, because I did have the RPM arms before this, and as you can see, they did bend quite a bit. So apparently that's what was breaking the diff cups and the bending the axles. But yeah, and I think a lot of these bending has to do with just letting the car sit, and eventually they just sag over time because they're nylon. So because of that, I bought one of those stands to store it with. And I think that these are nylon too. I don't want to take the risk of having them sag, so when I store it, I put it up there. I had just last night put on this XT90 female connector, or excuse me, XT60, and it was my first time soldering, and I think I did a pretty bad job. You can see there, it's kind of lumpy. I did pre-tin both the joint and the wires for the 10 gauge or 12 gauge, and I mean, it's a good connection. I tried it out and everything fires up. There's no sparks or nothing, but definitely want to practice, because I mean, wait till you see what I did to that. It's pretty atrocious. Okay, so battery tray, this is the second part that came with. They came with two different options for your battery security, and the first one that was on here originally was like the nickel metal hydride special connector, and it was too small for my batteries. So depending on what battery I'm running, I have different foam inserts to put on the bottom to safely secure that. Unfortunately, I can't use my Traxxas battery anymore, but I have a adapter coming. But all the rest of my 2-cell and 3-cell batteries all have the XT60s on them, so convenience-wise, it makes it 10 times better. And also, I bought this. I just got this. I've been watching some YouTube videos, and people recommend these. They're cheap. I think I paid $32 off Amazon. It's a hard case, so that's good. 5200 milliamp hour, so it'll last longer than my normal 5,000 packs. ADC discharge rate, that's really good, considering that this Traxxas battery has only 25C discharge rate. So definitely a lot more punch, more runtime, and hard case. So this was probably 3 times cheaper than this. And this came with a Dean's connector, and I redid this last night too. And I did plug it in, and it runs fine. I'm just worried that my joints aren't very good. So if it comes down to it, once I get some more practice, I might just end up cutting everything off and redoing everything. But luckily, most batteries you buy, you can decide what connectors you want them shipped with, and they come pre-soldered on there. So this one was just the exception. But the specifications for this battery say it's too big for the Rustler 4x4, but this thing just fits in there perfectly. Super snug. That is not going anywhere at all. So there's that. Yeah, I can't wait to actually get these out to try this battery. It just snowed outside, so I'm not going to take it out. I know I have waterproof electronics and whatnot, but it's messy. So okay, starting with the front. RPM bumper. This thing is awesome. I like it better than the stock bumper because 1, it just bends, it doesn't break, and 2, it protects the body a lot in the front when you crash it. Very good quality from RPM. I like it. Big bore shocks from Traxxas. Before this, I had the Ultra shocks, and I bought the aluminum shock caps, which worked well. But I wanted something a little bit better quality with I think the shafts are zinc coated or something. It's different where they're supposed to be more tough. And especially taking this to a skate park, you want tough shafts. I have a 60 weight in the back, 45 weight in the front, I believe, yes. And I love it. I mean, this thing has some cushion when I jump it. Have the ESC fan from Traxxas. I had an aftermarket one that was $10, but after bashing it so many times, eventually the fan just popped off. So hopefully the Traxxas has a little bit better quality. And then hot racing motor fan. This thing, in the beginning it worked well, but it just cuts in and out half the time, and I'm just too lazy to take it off. I probably should, because if it's not working, it's kind of acting like a insulator, keeping that heat in. But I haven't had any heat issues for my motor or my ESC. But I'm kind of curious to what temps I'm running, because I'm starting to get into it, and I'm trying to be more careful. I do have a temp gun on the way, so we'll see. Also, I have what is it? I have a different bumper coming. I think it's an RPM rear bumper coming too, because this thing, there's just too much give. So if you land on the back of it, this will fold up under the body and get stuck, and then it ends up bending this whole thing up. This spoiler is supposed to be flat, but as you can tell, I'll get that so you can see that brace under the body just kind of gets bent up when this gets stuck underneath it. As far as colors go and whatnot, I don't really care about aesthetically how my rig looks. Honestly, when I bought these heavy duty arms, I was like, whatever, it is the first ones I saw, so I picked them. And then I bought this on eBay, this new chassis mount, and that again was the first color I saw. I mean, I think it's kind of cool to have tons of different colors on your rig, but some people are pretty anal about that. I'm not. Yep, stock drive shaft, stock 11-tooth pinion gear, stock spur gear. When you buy these, the stock diff fluid, it's actually grease they put in the diff. So I actually 2 weeks ago took that off, took it apart, and I want to say, let's see, I think I put 50,000 weight. Yeah, I put 50,000 weight in the back, and the front is still stock, and I want to say the stock diff fluid is probably 20,000. I could be wrong. I have no idea. Like I said, I'm pretty new in the hobby, and I don't. I did read my instruction manual for all the stock specs, but that stuff, kind of goes over your head. But eventually, I want to get a 200,000. No, 100,000 in back and 200,000 in front. So I guess we'll try that, see where it goes. But I mean, this thing still pops wheelies really well. In the air, I can backflip it with the stiff fluid. Now that I got more of a limited slip differential action in back, I can flip it a lot better. I'm not gonna race it. I know people tune these quite a bit to race, but I don't really care. I just want to smash them, have fun with them, and just do my thing. I mean, I like going to the track. We have a track here in town, and I like to go just to do, just run around myself. But taking this to the skate park is 10 times more fun than that. Yeah, granted, you're going to break a lot more stuff, but you break stuff, you buy better upgrades, and that's what I do. Stock servo. I have a JX servo coming from banggood.com. It was like $30, and it's got a 35 kilogram servo action, like I guess weight resistance. I guess that's how much you can pull. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things. I thought, what the hell, I'll give it a shot, see how good it is, because these Traxxas servos are junk. You'll find that with any Traxxas rig you buy, they are junk. I don't know why they don't come with metal gears in the first place. They don't. I think that's just a moneymaker for Traxxas, because my plastic gears in my servo went out. I upgraded to metal gears, and that was like $20 when I could have just, they could have put in ones that were better in the first place. But I mean, that's what they do. They make money, and I guess that's, just gotta live with it. I do use some spacers here just to give it a little bit more resistance, and I think I overfill my the inside of my shocks, because it does very, very, very lightly leak, and I shouldn't even say it leaks. It just kind of seeps a tiny bit. Nothing to worry about. I check it probably every day just to see, and I mean, you can kind of see there on the top of that spacer, it's kind of shiny. But besides that, yeah, they're sealed pretty good, because when I fill them up, I go like tippy top, and I probably should not do that. But they're sealed pretty good. I got no leakage, nothing like that. Stock wheels, I do want to try those Proline Badlands, I think they're called. I mean, they're just so damn expensive, because for 2 of them it's $40, and I can get a set of 4 of these Italians for, I think, about the same price, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, or the sledgehammers. I want to try those too, but going up bigger tires, you're going to need to adjust your pinion size and your servo and all that stuff. I mean, with the stock pinion, I don't think I'm going to have any trouble. I guess we'll see. I have not put the high-speed 17 tooth on there yet. I just don't see the point. I already have my high-speed car right here. I don't need one that goes 70 miles an hour. And I don't like to... If it's going to make my motor run hot, I don't want to mess with that. So, yeah, I'm not going to change out my pinion gear. I'm not going to change out my spur gear. As far as my motor and my ESC goes, I'm going to keep this thing stock. Eventually, I want to get either an Arma or an X-Max. I should say Arma Outcast or an X-Max. And that way I can definitely toy with different electronics and whatnot. But as far as this thing goes, yeah, I'm going to keep this stock. I mean, I could change my mind later, but it's fast enough. It's fun enough the way it is. So there's another good look at it. Yeah. I have also, if you're going to get some Traxxas tires, or if you buy this thing new, make sure that you check all around the tire to make sure it's glued, because I've gone through 2 different tires now where I didn't do that, and they end up ripping apart, because again, quality for Traxxas probably isn't the best when it comes to these tires. and I go through and now I just check to make sure they're glued tight. If not, I glue them myself, just to make sure that they're on there snug. Yeah, I haven't broke any turnbuckles. I haven't broke any A-arms. The stock shock caps, they will pop off. So that's happened before. Haven't stripped any pinion gears or spur gears. The center drive shaft, that is still stock. My slipper clutch is really tight. I think I have a quarter turn loose. That's all stock still. And I've probably run this thing 30 times. Maybe more. Probably more. I do have some problems with that extra play. And it's not my bearings. I've checked already. Because when I hold this hub axle tight, the axle inside it stays very, very taut. So there's a lot of play in there, and what I've come down with is these, I don't know what you call that, turnbuckle, but these little plastic parts that hook up to that metal eye right there, it's actually loose. So I have some RPM end caps coming that aren't as loose as these are, because I mean, there's a lot of play in there on both sides. And then my servo saver, I think, on the front makes it so, again, like these are just really, really loose. If you're bashing and it's on the ground, it doesn't matter, but I like my stuff to run like nice and smooth with no shakes. I know that's hard to come by in the RC world because, you know, the tires are imbalanced and all that stuff, but if I can fix it, then I'm going to try to fix it. So that's it. As far as my batteries go, again, I have this new Z battery. I can't wait to try that thing out. I got 2 Gens Aces. These are just the 3-cell, 5,000 milliamp, 50C. So these are pretty good too. And then I have my Traxxas 3C, or 3-cell as well. A lot of times when you bash, these batteries will come on if they're not in there tight, and they tend to get scraped up and the metal from the cells start to show. So you want to make sure you cover that up with some electrical tape. Or if you bash really hard, even if it's in there tight, a lot of times it will come dislodged. And this one is actually sitting up against my drive shaft. You can see there where that was spinning and it was taking away the material from my pack. Battery's fine, nothing wrong there. I just taped it up to make sure, you know, I don't short it out or nothing like that. I do have 2 2-cells. I first bought this one, and the only reason for buying this one was when I was trying to race this, I was limited to a 2-cell on the racetrack, so I was like, what the hell, I'll try this out. This is not a good brand. I don't recommend it. The IR against all, or the internal resistance for both cells, are way out of whack. It runs fine, but you know, it's just, I think I paid like $70 for this 2-cell, which is crazy because, you know, for that Z battery pack, I paid like $33 for, you know. And then this one right here, that came with my charger. I got this Electron Pro from my local hobby shop. And I needed something else besides this Traxxas charger because they say that you can plug in your balance adapter here and you can still charge other batteries, but that did not work. I think Traxxas has a... Alright, sorry about that. My wife just interrupted me. So this came with this charger, and this is I like it. You can go through, this thing can charge LiPo, Fe, HV, nickel metal hydride, nickel metal cadmium, or lead batteries. I think that's what that stands for. But you can set everything from your milliamp hour to the cells. It's pretty versatile. I think I paid like $90 for it, but there's the ratings for it. It works well, no problems there. It also comes with all these different adapters that you can choose for different batteries. And then here's your balance. It can charge up to 6S, so that's pretty cool. It also comes with a adapter for your car battery, and I've used it before, and I'm really happy with the results because when you're out bashing and you you need another battery and you have to charge it back up. This plugs right into the charger, and then these plug into your car battery, and you can charge up your battery. So very convenient. I know there are better batteries out there, or excuse me, chargers out there, but I've had no problem with this thing, so that's good. That thing sucks. So, all right, I think that's it for now. I mean, it's a pretty long video, 20 minutes. I will go over my XO1 and whatnot. I'll probably make another video tonight, then put it up tomorrow. But yeah, excuse me. I also have a WL Toys 14401 or whatever the hell that thing is, and then my mini E-Revo brushed. So I'll do that as well. And I have a little Blade Nano S2 that I'm trying to learn how to fly because I want to upgrade to a bigger one eventually. So, all right. Thank you guys. See ya.